Live from the edge of the Great Red Divide from that little blue island in the middle of America. This is the Heartland Mamas podcast, and I'm your host, Heidi Henry. Today's day 43 in the reign of Orange Caligula. 43 days. It's only been 43 days, and it feels like it's been forever. Today, Orange Caligula had his State of the Union address. Now, I admit I didn't watch it. I was at an Indivisible meeting, and if you haven't joined Indivisible, go on indivisible.org and find a local chapter and join the resistance. I'm telling you, it's the only thing that keeps me sane some days. So I got a transcript of the State of the Union address because I didn't want to watch it. I didn't want to hear his voice. His voice just great. It makes my ears bleed, So I don't like to listen to that asshole. I just don't want to. And, but I understand we're going to be bombing Mexico. Do you know how many expats live in Mexico? Do you know how many American citizens have retired and moved to Mexico? How many have summer or winter homes there? How many people vacation there all the time? How many people go there for medical treatment because it's so much less expensive? I know somebody who flew her kids down there to get their braces on because it was cheaper to fly to Mexico, have a vacation, and get their braces on than it was to have them done here in the States. I wish I would have thought about that when my kids needed theirs done, God, the drug trafficking issue, statistically, more drugs come out of New Jersey than come out of Mexico. And the only reason they do come in from Mexico is because we have, as Americans, not me, but not me, I should say, an insatiable appetite for illegal drugs. Insatiable. It's our fault that these drugs they wouldn't be coming here if nobody was buying them. So I don't know why we have to bomb the Mexico over it. Why are we not bombing New Jersey? I don't want to bomb New Jersey. Or China. A lot of them come in from China in those big shipping crates. They don't all get inspected. But here we are, because this is the insanity that we live in, because every day in America now has to be a reality TV show day, according to our current president. He wants you to feel like you've been through a wrestling smackdown. And I know that people wake up every morning and check their phones to see if we've blown up the world yet, to see if we are now Russia West. I often say that, my dad died in 2020, and I lived my whole life with my dad was sure the Russians were coming. When I was a kid growing up, and I know I've talked about this before, we had like paramilitary training. There was loaded guns everywhere because the Russians were going to come to Glen Ellen, Illinois. I don't know why they were going to land there, but we had to be ready for when that happened. And before my dad died, I was driving him through the Morton Arboretum right by his house. And he said to me, he apologized for the paramilitary training. Zoloft really helped him in later years, let me tell you. But he told me, he said, they just walked in through the front door, meaning that Trump let them in. Because he did. And he is. And what's going on with Ukraine right now? My God. The only thing preventing Putin from realizing his dream of returning the world to the Cold War era of the USSR is Ukraine. They're stopping him. And we have to continue stopping him there by supporting Ukraine. Now, if you drive past my house, my Ukrainian flag is up right under our American flag, because I feel very strongly about this. I mean, what is it? All the World War II vets are dead now. Not all of them, but most of them. So you all don't remember what happened the last time we had fascism cover the globe? In fact, everything that's going on right now happened in the 1930s here in the States as well. The fascists And the robber barons were ruling the world and causing all kinds of distress. So we had a big stock market crash because only the wealthy people were able to buy anything in the United States back before the Great Depression. It was only them. And then when Wall Street crashed and we had the Great Depression, nobody could buy anything. Not a rich person, not a poor person. Everybody was broke. So we had no economy. And we struggled along with Herbert Hoover, who is like Trump. I mean, Trump must idolize him because he's doing the same stupid shit that Herbert Hoover did. So you got to look that up. Look up tariffs under Herbert Hoover. God, if you didn't learn this in high school, I feel so sorry for you because you should have learned this in high school so that when Taft-Hartley went through, that was the tariffs back then, it tanked the economy and caused economic collapse and caused the Great Depression. So look that up. Do yourself a solid. And that's like the pattern, the flirting with fascism thing was going on at the same time. Look up the name ham fish sometimes. See what that does for you. Look up silver shirts. That's another thing you should look at. Because it wasn't just Hitler's brown shirts. There were silver shirts here in America. We now call them Proud Boys and 3%ers and Blue Glue Boys. Why is it always boys? What is their problem? But I want you to know we don't have to do this again. And see, during that time, because things were so bad, FDR came and he started Social Security. So there'd be a safety net at 65 years of age for every person in America. At 65, you'd get a little stipend. And we now know that people live on that and depend on that. And they're screwing around with Social Security because Elon Musk wants to colonize Mars. And he wants us to pay for it. And there's not the technology to get somebody there to Mars yet. But he wants all of our money so he can hire people, because he's not the guy that develops the stuff. He hires it out. But he's got to find smart people to develop this technology so he can go plant his DNA on Mars, because that's his goal. That's his whole goal in this. It has nothing to do with cutting waste. It has everything to do with getting him to Mars. Seriously. And Trump just wants to be buddies with Putin because Putin started bailing him out way back in the early 90s when the U.S. banks wouldn't give him any more money. And then they used his real estate brokerages to launder their money. So now, with the Bitcoin that he's come up with, we can just launder money right out in the open, right? The United States now, because of all the laws he's overturned for integrity and honesty and no bribery, he's overturned all those laws. So now the USA is a big clearinghouse for organized crime. That's what he's setting us up for. We're becoming a Ponzi scheme. And there's Elon Musk over there saying, oh, no, Social Security is the Ponzi scheme. I always told you, you got to watch what they say, watch what they do, and know what their intent is, and divide that into 3 separate spaces, 3 separate columns. Because the whole Ponzi scheme thing is just to get the money to send Elon to Mars. This whole threatening to take over Greenland, Panama, Canada, Mexico, all the things that Trump wants to do is to distract you from the fact that they're going to take everybody's money. Now, if they do away with Social Security by dismantling it, and it's looking like they're making so much progress within 2 to 3 months, we could have the collapse of the Social Security Administration because there won't be anyone anymore. There won't be one. Musk thinks we can replace it with AI. Number one, the technology for AI is not there yet. It's not there yet. It's an emerging field, but it's not there yet. And it's garbage in, garbage out. So if you've used AI, I don't use it for writing, but on my phone now it seems to think that I need AI to answer something I'm looking up online. No, I just want some sources so I can look it up myself. I don't need AI to tell me what it is, because I don't need to be that stupid that I can't do my own research. Do my own research. So Musk thinks that we can do everything by AI, but he also thinks that we should privatize things. We know how well privatized insurance, medical health care has done us all over. You know, good luck out where I live getting an appointment to see a doctor. I called my doctor to find out because my pharmacist said, you know what, you're the age group that should get a measles shot update. I called my doctor, it's a nurse practitioner, 3 weeks ago. Nobody called me back. I called them a week and a half ago. Nobody called me back. I called today and they couldn't even give me a freaking straight answer because the CDC doesn't really exist anymore and there's no guidelines out there because RFK's an idiot. You know, he's an IV drug user and he puts dead bears in Central Park and he's got brain worms. Oh my God. And this person is running. It's like April 1st, April Fool's Day is for the next 4 years. I can't. So I can't get a straight answer. So finally, you know where I got my answer from? I called another pharmacy and I asked them. And they said, yes, absolutely. You're in that age range. When you got your shot, you should be getting a measles booster. I'm like, well, duh. I mean, my pharmacist told me that, so why do I have to call Jewel Osco? I can't even get that answer from my doctor because they can't get that answer from the CDC because the CDC doesn't exist anymore. I'm sorry I'm all over the place tonight. We're all there, aren't we? We are all right here, right now. It's fucking madness. It's fucking madness. And we all have, it's our money, it's our time, it's our country, and we have to deal with this. I don't want to deal with it anymore. We don't have the votes unless we win 2 of the 3 seats coming up. We don't have the votes in the House to bring articles of impeachment. Even though Trump committed treason the other day with Zelensky. Do you know this? Do you know that that's what he did? Him and Vance both? In fact, the articles of impeachment should go against Vance first and then Trump. I mean, it leaves us Mike Johnson, but who is just a horrible, despicable bag of snot. They all are. What's their end game? Is it just money? Money and power? Is that it? Control? I just wish these sick bastards, like I can see money and control for Trump. Vance is just, I don't know, he has a real punchable face, as somebody said online today. That was probably the best quote I saw today is he's got a real punchable face. He does. So, from the edge of the Great Red Divide, from the little blue island of sanity in the middle of America, J.B. Pritzker, if you're watching, stop sending Illinois money into the federal government. They're irresponsible. They can't take care of it. I realize that our money here, J.B. Pritzker, takes care of a whole lot of red states in addition to Illinois. That's why our taxes are so high here, because Alabama, Mississippi, Arkansas, Kentucky, Tennessee can't take fucking care of themselves, so we have to do it for them. The big babies get a fucking job. And actually, people down there work. They just underpay them. And there's a couple of those states that have really, really low income tax. Well, that's because they don't pay them anything to tax them on. But you all are going to have to raise your own money. See, when the Department of Education goes away, Illinois is going to be fine. We've got an excellent education system. And we will take care of our own. But we're not going to take care of them. Nope. So JB, if you're listening, stop giving them their money, our money. Because they're going to remove our Social Security, our Medicaid, our Medicare, SNAP, USA aid. We could have Illinois aid. We could do that. They're going to take it all away and squander our money sending Elon Musk's DNA to Mars so he can colonize Mars. Because who the hell doesn't want to live in a treeless desert that can't support life without a lot of extra stuff? Elon Musk does. And as I volunteered at Indivisible the other day, I will fly with him on the spaceship. Now, do I think he'll live till we get out of orbit? No. No. I don't think so. If I have to be stuck alone with him for years while we flee to Mars, I'm going to bring a whole lot of books and not put up with that shit. But I'll do it. I'll drive the thing. I'll learn how to drive it. I'll take him up there. I'll drop him off. I'll help him set up camp and I'll leave him there. If that's what he wants. I'll make the sacrifice. I still can't. I read the State of the Union speech 6 times before I came on, and I think I'm still flabbergasted from what I read. And there was no Nancy Pelosi to rip it to shreds. So again, from the edge of the Great Red Divide, from the little blue island of sense and sensibility in the middle of America, this has been the Heartland Mamas podcast. I'm your host, Heidi Henry. Sorry this is all over the place. I can't even read my script today. I can't read what I wrote today. I'm just like you are. Go protest. Go join Indivisible. Go do something. Don't just complain about it on Facebook. For fuck's sake, get the fuck off of Facebook. Zuckerberg is one of them. Don't give him your time or money. Okay. Take care now. Bye-bye.